Today, we are going to talk about a new appointment in the British royal family that symbolizes not only a shift of generations, but also the continuation of important philanthropic traditions among the Windsors. Princess Beatrice, the elder daughter of Prince Andrew, was recently appointed the Deputy Royal Patron of the Outward Bound Trust, a charitable foundation with a long history of ties to the royal family. What makes this appointment especially interesting, and why has it caught the attention of royal commentators? The point is that until the year 2019, it was her father, Prince Andrew himself, who served as the patron of this organization, and now his daughter is essentially continuing the family tradition of service. In Prince Andrew's case, the reasons are, of course, especially delicate. Although the official announcement about the new appointments does not even mention his name, it is impossible not to note that he stepped down from his role as patron of the Outward Bound Trust in that same year, 2019. Since then, Andrew has lost many titles and positions, and very recently, King Charles officially stripped him of the title of prince. Andrew has not carried out royal duties since 2019, and his daughter's new role can be seen as part of a broader restructuring of positions within the royal family. As for Princess Beatrice herself, the past few years have brought her both personal happiness and, undoubtedly, challenges. In the year 2020, she married Edoardo Mapelli-Mazzi in an unexpectedly modest ceremony that was very different from the traditionally lavish royal weddings. The couple initially planned a large celebration at St. James's Palace, followed by a reception at Buckingham Palace, but the pandemic changed their plans. Their wedding, held at the Royal Chapel of All Saints in Windsor, had no more than 20 guests in attendance. It was the first royal wedding of such a small scale in many years. I think that in some ways this simplicity was a blessing in disguise. It allowed everyone to focus on what truly mattered, the union of two people, rather than on grandeur and spectacle. Beatrice showed her deep respect for her grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, by wearing the Queen's vintage Norman Hartnell dress from the 1960s, along with the Queen Mary diamond fringe tiara, the same one the Queen herself wore at her wedding in 1947. This touching gesture speaks to the close bond between grandmother and granddaughter, as well as to Beatrice's appreciation for the traditions that have always been an important part of the royal identity. It is especially notable that despite the strict restrictions imposed by the pandemic, Prince Andrew was able to walk his daughter down the aisle. At the time, social distancing made this tradition impossible for most weddings, but Beatrice was granted an exception because she had been self-isolating together with her father before the ceremony. It was undoubtedly an emotional moment for both of them, given the difficult period in Prince Andrew's life. During the ceremony, the bride's mother, Sarah Ferguson, read touching lines from Shakespeare's Sonnet 116, and the groom's mother read an excerpt from a work by Cummings. Among the few guests was Edoardo's son from a previous relationship, Christopher, who served as both page boy and best man. This shows the warm relationship that has formed between Princess Beatrice and her stepson, which in my view speaks volumes. After the ceremony, the guests went to Royal Lodge, the residence of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, where an outdoor reception was held with a marquee, music, and a dance floor. For those who wished to stay the night, glamping pods were set up. This style of celebration, more relaxed and less formal than traditional royal receptions, reflects Beatrice's personality, less public, more home-oriented and family-focused, compared to some other members of the royal family. In the year 2021, the couple announced that Princess Beatrice was expecting a child, and today they are already parents of 2 children. Their marriage, which began during a complicated time both for the royal family and for the world, seems strong and happy. Beatrice and Edoardo have been together for 5 years, and during that time, they have built a wonderful family while managing to stay relatively distant from the constant media attention that surrounds the more senior royals. Returning to Beatrice's new appointment, It is worth noting that the Outward Bound Trust focuses on developing young people through outdoor adventures and activities. The organization helps the youth unlock their potential, build self-confidence, and develop leadership skills, all values long supported by the royal family, starting with Prince Philip, who was known for his dedication to physical activity and youth development. The fact that Princess Beatrice is taking on this role now, at the age of 37, when she is a mother herself, gives special significance to her work with young people. I believe her own experience of overcoming difficulties gives her a particular understanding of the importance of resilience and self-confidence in the younger generation. It is also interesting that this appointment is taking place in the context of the broader refreshing of the royal family under King Charles. Since coming to the throne, he has consistently aimed for a more compact and efficient monarchy, focused on its key working members. In this sense, Beatrice's appointment can be seen as a sign that even the lesser-known members of the royal family can play meaningful roles in public life and charity. Over the last few years, we have seen an interesting trend. Younger members of the royal family increasingly choose their own path, which can include both traditional royal duties and more modern approaches to public service and private life. Princess Beatrice appears to be finding a balance between respecting tradition and shaping her own more contemporary approach to her role within the royal family. In conclusion, it is worth noting that Princess Beatrice's new role at the Outward Bound Trust symbolizes not only the continuity of royal charitable traditions, but also a new chapter for both the organization and the royal family. While the older generation gradually steps back from active duties, the younger members of the family are taking on new roles and responsibilities. And Princess Beatrice, with her genuine interest in the well-being of young people and her own experience of overcoming challenges, seems like an excellent choice for this important position. I am sure she will bring fresh perspective and energy to the organization's work while continuing the finest traditions of royal philanthropy.